We are now live. Hi, everyone. Nice of you to come here, come back. I'm Amelie. I will facilitate this session, but I hope that I won't talk a lot. um, with me, we have François Kamate. He's a climate activist and community organizer in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Dorcas from the Free Congo Collective, who was born in Congo and is very active in the visibility about the crisis in Eastern Congo and in general about decolonialization. And online there's Guillaume from the Rise Up Movement Congo and Asi from the Amani Institute, who will also give a short input. I don't know if you've been to the sessions before and have heard about what's going on in Congo. We will have a short introduction about that. And our main topic now is peace and climate justice. How is this interconnected? How can we think these two fights together and work towards it? Okay, ja. Wir haben hier Leute, die ins Deutsche übersetzen können, wenn Leute gerne eine Flüsterübersetzung hätten. Okay, meldet euch, wenn es euch zu viel Englisch wird. Okay. Another point in the beginning is that a lot of the topics we're talking about are quite difficult to hear and emotional. So, we will talk about peace. That means we will also talk about war. We will talk about war crimes, rape, a lot of violence. So if you feel uncomfortable, feel free to take your time and go out. If you don't have people to talk about with it, you can go to the awareness team. There's an awareness tent when you go towards the Küfer. So don't hesitate to take that with you. Okay. So maybe you here both can give a short introduction on the situation in Congo right now from the climate perspective, from the war that's happening there, and then later we can hear Asi and Guillaume for a short statement. You want to start?
Okay. Maybe before we start, we can observe 1 minute silently for more than 10 million innocent people who died in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Of course, they are innocent. For them, I beg you to observe 1 minute. Can we stand up or can you?
Yeah. Okay. We can just stand up and just take this 1 minute.
Thank you. Let's sit down. So, Dorcas, tu peux commencer?
Right. Thank you so much, François. Yes, and very grateful to have such an amazing facilitator here. She already introduced us, and my name is Dorcas. I have a very long name given from my grandparents and my parents because I was born and raised in Congo. So I think it's the most difficult job to try to concise what's happening in the DRC into a few words. So the first thing I will do is just encourage you to research. Please, guys, this is the 21st century. We have so many resources. So for me, it's always so puzzling when people are like, oh, what's happening in Congo? Guys, internet. And there's millions of books, and it's sometimes just so painful for those who are affected by it to always be like the expert in everything, while everyone really could just do a little bit of an effort to research. That being said, I'm still very happy to talk about it, so you have to cut me short if I go too far. So when you think about the Congo, think a beautiful country. So when I speak about the Congo, I love to speak about Congo lovingly, because Congo is heart to me. Congo is home. When you look at the African map, it is the heart of Africa. And for decades, like for centuries, I would say, there's always been this very negative marketing of the Congo. Maybe you guys know the book of, I think it's Joseph Conrad, where they talked about the heart of darkness. And generally, when people talk about African countries, especially the center, nobody knows the forest, the cannibals, blah, blah, blah. It's always negative. But we have the second biggest connected forest on the planet. It is one of those lungs of the planet we talk about. We have a super rich culture. Me, myself, as François, we speak a minimum of 3 languages to 5. We have over 300 tribes in this country, and the rich culture there is just unimaginable. I myself know like only this little western part, and then there's the rest. And also, when you think of it geographically, it's like 6 to 7 times as big as Germany. So you can imagine the diversity of it. And that is also why what is happening there is very complex. And when I talk about research, I encourage you to go way back. Think of everything before. When we talk about the Democratic Republic of Congo, we talk like about Congo after Lumumba, like after the independence in the 60s, the so-called independence. But before that, there was the atrocities with the Belgian king. And this one started, surprisingly, here in Berlin. Those of you who know about the Congo-Berlin conference know that this year marks 140 years of Bismarck inviting all those very supposedly clever people who thought they would take this map and just cut it like a cake and decide who's going to do what. And the Belgian king decided that the Congo is going to be his back garden. He never been there. He doesn't know about it. He just sends people over there. They're supposed to exploit things. They chop off people's hands. That's a short version, and I'm sorry, trigger warning. But they decided to do all worst atrocities to facilitate the Industrial Revolution in Europe. You know, and I'm jumping a bit back and forth because I just want you all to understand the continuities. Congo is always relevant to the world. Congo is not just relevant to me as a Congolese or to a few people, maybe China, because they have their mining companies there. But Congo is relevant to the whole world. To produce caoutchouc that was relevant for the Industrial Revolution, the motorization, the cars running on Western streets, the Congo was very necessary. And this is why I think everybody should care about Congo. So when we jump to the future now, or to now, we have a conflict that after Leopold was gone, after we had a Free State Congo and then a so-called independence, then they killed the one who helped gain the independence. We had a short dictatorship time with Mobutu, and then some Western countries decided again that Congo is very relevant to them. So they orchestrated a whole conflict in Rwanda that led to a massive migration into Congo and a led coup towards removing the then leader Mobutu. And ever since then, this is around the time when my parents were growing up, and ever since then the country had no peace. I was born in 1990, and in 94 the displacement from Rwanda came, and ever since then the country has had no peace. So I've been here in Germany for 25 years, and I've always hoped to go back to Congo. My parents hoped, my grandparents hoped, and we are marking 30 years of not going back to our home. And this is really painful to me, and that's why we're talking here. We have experts about climate justice because me, myself, I was a war refugee. And now we have people who have to run because of climate injustice. And in Europe, most of the time, the conversation is about how do we stop the people from coming here, or we cannot take on all those people. But when we continue with what we're doing, when we continue exploiting those places for our convenience, for our smartphones, for our electric buses, you name it, the people will always come over to Europe. So when you talk about climate justice, you have to talk about people, and especially about the people in Congo.
Thank you. You want to say?
Yeah, right. Thank you, Dorcas. So I want to add just one thing. Maybe some of you are following the situation in Congo. At this moment, there is a rebellion known in the name of M23. This is supported by the Rwandan government, and it already took control of 3 territories in North Kivu province. In March, they killed more than 50 persons who are living in IDP camps near Goma, and this was very, very shocked, because can you imagine people who left Nyiragongo, who left Ruchuru, maybe Masisi, to Goma, thinking that Goma there is security in Goma, but death finds them there. Can you imagine? This is very, it is we cannot imagine, of course. So apart from this, a bit far from Goma in Beni, there is ADF NALU. ADF means Allied Forces Democratic. This rebellion was also qualified like terrorists. They have their origin in Uganda. From 2014, they are killing people every day in the Beni region. What is the idea? They want to take control of that region, because in Beni people are doing agriculture. They are producing what we call cacao. So they want people to leave Beni, and then they can harvest that cacao for their own, because with cacao you can easily produce these chocolate. So apart from Beni, in Katanga, there is one mining society called the Glencore, and this belongs to a man known in the name of Dan Getle. What is happening in the mining careers is that they are exploiting people. They violate their rights. Even those who are working there, they are not well paid. They are exploiting little children in that career. And I think we cannot keep quiet on this situation. So to be short, I think I can end by here. Maybe questions will come after. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. We can now listen to Assi or Guillaume and give a short input, maybe connect the ecocide with the war and how they are interlinked. Do we have the connection? Okay. Then just give me a sign, maybe. Yeah. Maybe just for everyone who hasn't heard it, they were supposed to come more people to Germany from Congo, but only François got the visum. So yeah, maybe for most of you, it's normal to just travel wherever you want to go. But yeah, this is not the same for everyone. So that's why we have 2 seats here for the people that yeah, couldn't come. So we try to connect them later via internet. Okay, but yeah, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about the ecocide and how climate justice is related to peace and what the Congo needs for that. Do you want to start with that?
Yeah, I can start. Thank you. In Congo, there is one company called Perenco. This is a company that was created in France, if not France or Belgium, I think. So Perenco is active in Congo since 1970. Perenco is exploiting oil in Congo, but the benefit, the benefit is not for local members of the communities, but it is for politicians, the president, ministers, deputies, and others. So Perenco is destroying the environment, and the community, the world community, keeps quiet against this situation. So in July 2022, the president in the Democratic Republic of the Congo launched auction of 27 oil blocks and 3 gas blocks. As you know, all those blocks are located in protected areas in the Congo Basin. There are some companies like Sympion Power Red, Alpha Giri. Sympion Power Red is from America. Alpha Giri has its origins in Canada. There is Total Energy. There is also, apart from Total, there are also other companies. I don't remember names. So these companies decided to extract oil in those spaces. And for us, we found this situation abnormal because if they exploit oil, they will evict more than 20 million people from their villages, especially those who are living near those protected areas. And then, as I have said, in Katanga, where they are exploiting minerals, I think everybody here is using a smartphone. We know that that smartphone contains minerals called coltan that is exploited in Congo. Women are raped because of that exploitation. North Kivu itself, the province where I come from, has more than 40 armed groups or militia. And these armed groups are used by Western countries, politicians, and some other countries, other neighboring countries from Congo. And then we think that the energetic transition cannot be done on the blood of the poor Congolese. They have to find other ways because this is not acceptable. And apart from the phone that we are using, the smartphone, we know that Congo has more than 70% production of cobalt. And this cobalt is produced in Katanga, the ancient name of the province, because Katanga was divided into two provinces. So cobalt is used especially for the batteries that we are using in the vehicles. Remember when you are riding your vehicle that there is blood of one Congolese, ladies or women who were raped because only they were born Congolese. Sometimes I try to imagine, even Congolese themselves, they try to imagine why were we born in Congo. I'm from the, I was born in 1994 in Congo. Up to now, I've never known peace. At that time, as Dorcas has said, refugees from Rwanda came in Congo because they were, they were not secured in Congo. Right. In Rwanda. So Congolese got for them a safe space where they could live. But till today, those who came in Congo, they brought everything, even guns. They created some militia, and the international community is using till now, from that period till now, the international community is still using those armed groups to exploit minerals, to cut down trees, and to do whatever they want. Because those groups, they are operating in protected areas. The case of Virunga National Park. They use women because they always cut down trees to get what we call charcoals. And from there, they can do better their business. Charcoal is used, in all the villages near those spaces. So we think that it is not possible to talk about climate action without talking about peace, especially for those young people who are in the Great Lake region, because they are the most affected by the conflict. Can you remember at this time, M23 rebels, they are enrolling forcefully. They force young guys to join them in their rebellion. If you are not, if you do not accept what they tell you, immediately they kill you. And I think that this situation could be taken into account, since Congolese they feel themselves abandoned by the international community. As you are here, we hope that you will try to think a little bit about the situation in Congo in order to help these persons, these people, because what they are living, it is enough. It is enough. So let me stop by there. Thank you.
So in Germany, we always talk about the climate crisis and war like it's two divided things. But I wonder how you see it, or how the Congolese community sees these issues. Are they even split into two, or is it just the same crisis?
Before that, you had a remark? You guys, no? Asi is here. Okay, nice.
Maybe you can answer.
Okay. So, sorry, repeat again the connection between...
in Germany, we divide in Germany. We divide the climate crisis and war, like they are two separate things. Yeah. How do you see this?
Yeah, so for sure, or for me, it's definitely not divided. We have, like, I think it's overdue to start really using the right language and, yeah, like continuing to expose those who facilitate both of them. I think Francois had the best facts, like he knows the companies, he named the regions, the places, and even the numbers. In DRC now, like experts are estimating a total of 7 million. Is it internally displaced? 7 million right now. 7 million people who are in their own country but not in their homes because they have to run, and this is a direct effect of the war because they have to run because those militia groups, in the name of companies backed by governments, so-called progressive democratic countries, are backing the companies he named to go into places like DRC, literally go like they kick in the door like it's their favorite Hollywood movie, take whatever they want, they go, and then they do amazing marketing with it. Apple is a perfect example, of Volkswagen, all of them. We are so green now. Drive your new e-car. You are going to change the world. Your children are going to thank you for that, and your grandchildren. Yes. What about the children in Congo? What about those who are dying for $1? $1, if any. What happens literally, I don't know how to explain it properly, but the people have to run because the territories are needed. And then you have those huge mines. Some are, I think, as big as Berlin. You have to imagine like a whole mine is as big as a big German city. And for them to get to the resources as fast as possible, there is contractor after contractor, middleman after middleman, and it goes down to the smallest part of the chain, who are children, who have to go into mines that are too narrow for grown-ups and dig with their hands, no safety measures whatsoever, to get out the resources. And then those resources go back into the chain, into so many different hands, that after that, Apple, Google, Volkswagen, Sony, you name it, Tesla can just say, we don't know where this is coming from. We are just doing our job. And we're giving you the smartphone. Please buy it because you need a new phone every year. You need a Tesla this year. You need this and that. Your company has to buy new cars for every employee because they cannot use their legs to go from A to B, whatever. This is what is happening. And this is how the correlation is there. It's impossible to separate those because here in the West we want everything to be green and to be this amazing German word enkelgerechte Zukunft. You want your grandchildren to have a safe place to live by trying to use green electronics, quote unquote. Meanwhile, the grandchildren of the people in DRC have to die for that. And we keep fueling those conflicts because we keep consuming, and it's a paradoxical marketing brainwashing campaign to tell people you have to continue consuming, because if you don't consume, we don't make money, we don't become this superpower that everybody respects. We have to grow, our economy has to grow, and the responsibility, it's with the Congolese. The Congolese president has to take care of it. The parents have to take care of their children. But at the end of the day, we are holding these devices in our hands, and people are dying by the minute. Women are being raped by the minute, and we are standing by and watching. And this is not to divide from each other. It's always going to be together.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so now I think we have Asi with us. Maybe Asi can, introduce themselves, and then also talk about maybe the connection of the work between climate justice and peace, how they use that in their work. Ah, okay, sorry.
Voilà, Assi, au cas où tu nous entends, tu es là? Non?
Oui, je suis là.
Ah, super. Merci de ta présence. Bon, nous sommes là pour la discussion en podium avec tout le monde. Et il y a une question pour toi. Peut-être tu voudras répondre. Si tu veux en anglais ou en français, comme ça, je peux toujours traduire pour toi. D'accord?
Ok, il y a une question?
Oui, voilà. Je veux juste passer le micro, comme ça, elle va répéter la question et puis on va te laisser parler.
Sorry. Yes. Hi. Maybe you can introduce yourself and then also connect your work with between climate justice and peace, how you combine these topics in your work in Congo. Yeah.
Voilà, Assi, peut-être tu peux te présenter au nouveau groupe qui est ici et surtout aussi peut-être expliquer comment est-ce que ton travail est interloqué avec la justice pour le climat et aussi la guerre qui se passe à l'est du pays, au Congo. J'espère bien. C'est bon, Assi, tu peux aller? Tu as bien entendu?
Allô, vous m'attendez?
Oui, maintenant ça marche.
J'ai un problème.
Ah.
J'ai un problème de connexion, excusez.
Que je répète la question?
Oui, j'ai un problème en tout cas de connexion. Je ne vous ai pas attendu, je n'ai pas écouté la question.
Okay,
c'est pour cela que ça...
D'accord, she has a problem of connection. Let's try again. Voilà, juste brièvement, est-ce que tu peux encore te présenter et aussi présenter ton travail, ton activisme et donner la corrélation entre la justice pour le climat et la guerre qui se passe à l'est du Congo?
Ok, merci beaucoup de m'avoir encore accordé la parole. Moi, c'est Assi Katavali Melia. Je suis activiste. Je reste au Congo, à la République démocratique du Congo, précisément à Goma.
Right. So she says, thank again for allowing me the space to speak. Her name is Asi Melia, and she is an activist who resides in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Nous vivons au Congo, nous savons, il y a toujours le problème des climats et le problème des réchauffements climatiques est vraiment visible chez nous au Congo.
Right, and she also says that most Congolese observe that there is a shift, especially talking about climate change. There's been severe changes, and those are very visible to her.
Nous observons souvent les érosions, nous observons souvent la sécheresse, nous observons souvent beaucoup de choses qui se passent chez nous ici au Congo à cause des réchauffements climatiques.
Right, especially things that have been happening were, for example, erosion and also, now I don't have the word, flooding and also very severe dry seasons. C'est ça la sécheresse, right? So those things are really impacting the people in Congo.
En tant qu'activiste, nous avons le travail de mobiliser la population pour lutter contre les réchauffements climatiques.
Right, and for their work as activists, they're really on that mission to raise awareness and also, help people understand what measures can be taken to try at least to influence somehow the global warming.
À un moment, nous disons que nous n'avons que le Congo où nous nous sentons à l'aise, nous avons le Congo pour le protéger. C'est nous, en tant qu'activistes, que nous devons parler à nos mamans, à nos frères, aux amis, comment donner les stratégies pour lutter contre les réchauffements climatiques.
Right, and especially looking at different groups, people that are there for their activism, it is important to find ways to talk to mothers, to children, parents, elder, younger, across the board to really reach each one and to tell them or try to educate them on how to do their best to prevent global warming or at least slow it down, because for them their home is Congo, and they tell themselves that this is our home, this is where we are safe, this is where we feel comfortable, so we have to do our best to protect this place.
Le combat que nous faisons, nous savons que nous n'aurons pas les effets positifs dans une année ou dans 2 jours ou dans 5 ans, on ne sait pas encore, mais au moins nous avons confiance, nous avons espoir qu'un jour, par rapport à la paix, par rapport au réchauffement climatique, par rapport aux choses que nous faisons, nous savons quand même un jour que ça changera.
Right, and their work also entails fighting for peace in the area, and they know that the work they do is not going to bear fruits within 1 year, but the work they're doing is long term, and their vision or what keeps them going is really to stay positive, hoping, and always staying encouraged, because they know that by doing those little steps, one day they will make a change, there will be more peace, and also there will be a chance to try to prevent all this global warming or climate change.
Merci beaucoup. Et nous croyons qu'avec Acrea aussi cet espace pareil, à part là aussi du Congo, que ce soit un lead pour nous tous, et vous aussi, vous pouvez nous montrer les stratégies, ce que nous pouvons faire pour que notre climat, qu'on puisse garder en tout cas le climat qui aide presque le monde entier. Et ça, si on prend ça comme en tout cas un lead pour nous tous, on croit en tout cas que ça peut toutefois changer.
Right. And she also said that thank you all for just being part of this whole thing, because the work that they are doing and the work we are doing over here are connected. We all have responsibility in a sense for our planet. We all can do our part to make a little bit of a positive change. So be it that we learn from each other, that the knowledge that is here is also transferred over there, it is going to help us to make those steps to do a good job for our planet.
Merci beaucoup, c'est tout que je voulais ajouter.
Yeah, thank you all. This is all Asti wanted to add.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, maybe you want to also share something about how you, how in your work that you do, you connect those issues.
Yeah. Right. Thanks again for the floor. So how do we connect peace to climate action? In Ruchuru, for instance, we initiated a campaign called Adopt a Tree, Not a Weapon. This campaign, we are dealing with little children because we need to educate for future. We go in schools, we give some trees to those children, and we make them responsible of those trees. The more they are growing up at school, the more they will learn that it is quite impossible to live in a good environment. It is not possible to have peace without good environment. So this project, Adopt a Tree, Not a Weapon, we think that it is a solution in a context of armed conflicts, because those children are traumatized. Some of them are orphans. Some of them were forced to leave their villages because of the war. And some of them, maybe their mothers were raped. So, while when we are dealing with this project, I think that the result is positive, because we have some children who nowadays they try to know something about environment, about climate action, yet before they didn't know them. In schools, teachers don't devote enough time to teach children about climate action, about environment. So we know that we know that if we connect climate action with solidarity, with peace, this will help to change the system.
No, I think it's perfect. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe now you have some questions you want to learn about more. Maybe you heard some things you want to learn more about. Feel free to just ask them. Yeah.
In other countries, we always hear how climate activists are being even murdered. You know, like in South America, that happens a lot. But here, it looks like it's like the whole population that lives. Or is it also specifically by those companies or the militias?
This is.
Is the question addressed to me or not?
Yeah, for you.
Yes.
I have no knowledge about.
Maybe you can translate even for us.
Okay.
For the question. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's,
Yeah. S'il y a une question pour les activistes, surtout ceux qui voilà, parlent sur le climat, le réchauffement climatique ou la justice pour la planète. On a demandé, il y a des pays là où surtout les activistes sont en danger parce que les entreprises ou même les gouvernements ne veulent pas qu'ils en parlent des problèmes. Et on ne sait pas pour le Congo, c'est comment la situation. Donc les compagnies là, leur but, c'est plutôt toute la population, ou il y a aussi surtout une cible sur les activistes.
Je n'ai pas bien compris la question.
Voilà, je vais essayer d'être un peu plus bref. La question était, est-ce qu'au Congo, vous observez que les activistes sont en danger à cause du travail qu'ils font, surtout pour le climat et pour la paix, ou est-ce que c'est juste une agression qui est dirigée envers toute la population?
Ah, ok, merci beaucoup. L'activisme, chez nous, au Congo, c'est toujours un danger. Quel que soit pour la paix, quel que soit pour le climat.
Voilà. So,
Et nous,
pardon, je vais traduire. Her answer is activism is always a dangerous thing to do. Be it if you talk about peace or you talk about climate justice, you will always be in danger in a country like Congo when you are activist.
oui, c'est toujours comme dans d'autres pays, ce qu'il faut là-bas, c'est ce qui se passe aussi chez nous. Quand vous êtes activiste, c'est mettre vraiment la vie, si je peux dire que mettre la vie à danger, mais avec les choses que tu as, tu sais ce que tu es en train de faire, que c'est pour l'avenir du pays, quoi. Donc, c'est ta vision qui te motive de continuer, mais en tout cas, en réalité, c'est vraiment un danger.
D'accord. So she said, it's really not no question. Even what you said, that in other countries activists die or unalived by those who don't want them to speak. In Congo, it is the same. When the moment you decide to be an activist, you know that there is danger coming towards you. There's a target on your back. So what is motivating you is just your own intrinsic courage and belief that you're doing something for your country, you're doing it out of your own will, but you will never like have the peace of mind or protection or anything. You're always in danger. Yeah.
Parce
Merci,
qu'il y a
Yassi.
des frères à qui nous avons commencé avec l'activisme et ils sont morts à cause de l'activisme et on les avait tués juste comme ça dans la manifestation à cause de l'activisme que nous sommes en train de faire.
Right. And exactly the way you asked the question, when Asi started her activism, she started it with a lot of people who are not here anymore or there anymore because during marches there have been abductions and killings, and that only because of their work. So it happens a lot also in Congo that activists just die because of their work. Merci beaucoup, Asi.
Hey,
You want to add something?
yeah. You give me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. François, do you want to add?
Yeah. I can add something. I've been saying that in Congo, authorities are ruling or are governing the country on 3 pillars. The first is corruption, the second is ignorance, and the third is poverty. Most of activists take corruption in Congo. And the matter is that we do not have, we are not confident with the international organizations, NGOs. Why? For the case of Virunga National Park, Virunga is Virunga is governed by ICCN. This is an organization that belongs to the government. ICCN, has different partners here in Europe, even in the United States of America. So what does Virunga do? Virunga sometimes they give some of their agents give corruption to the leaders of civil society organizations. Those organizations that are well structured, they know that they have the president, they have the secretary, everything. So when you speak, when you criticize the governance of Virunga National Park, you as activists, they judge better to do whatever they want, so you may get frightened and maybe stop with activism. This is what Virunga is doing. Because we have also another campaign called Fossil Free Virunga. Near Virunga, there are more than 50 villages. Virunga initiated a project for electricity. But all those villages, in all those villages, there isn't electricity. In those villages, you cannot get good schools. You cannot get hospitals. Yet, those people who are living near Virunga National Park, they are the ones to protect the park because they get a sort of revenue by protecting the park. Virunga is using violence. Virunga has arrested those cultivators, and some of them, even at this moment, they are in prison. The authorities in Congo, as they take corruption, they always take money from Virunga. They also keep silent. So for us, we said that we cannot. It is impossible to keep quiet, yet we are facing all those problems. With some climate activists in Sheffield, in the UK, we organized some demonstrations against Virunga. Virunga wanted to create another project with some money that they should get from Barclays Bank. I think you know the bank. We organized the protests in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and those activists in the UK organized also other protests, and the money did not leave the bank. For us, we said that this is a good way to punish also Virunga, because the money that Virunga receives from tourism, it could normally help the development in those villages. But it is not the case. I think this is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Dorcas, do you also want to answer the question about your work and how you connect climate justice and peace, or what you do?
I will try and try to be brief. I think, well, when how do I say, when the button was, the switch was turned on for me, was when I was in Congo myself last year. No, in 2022. So ever since I left Congo, I never went back, because we talk about this visa injustice, like when you're a migrant until you become a citizen in Germany, it takes forever. So with my Congolese passport living in Germany, I couldn't travel. And also I just feared for my life, because my parents were also very active politically, and we just didn't know. But yeah, it took over 22 years to go back. And when I went back to Congo, I had this reverse shock, because one, I was really happy to go there. Like the emotions were crazy. Just everything was like familiar with, but also so different. But the thing that really like brought tears to my eyes was to see this incredibly rich country in every aspect, speaking culturally, mineral-wise, weather-wise, everything, to be so run down. When you are in the capital of DRC, you cannot step one step in front of you without having plastic everywhere. You cannot really breathe fresh air because of all the old cars, the broken cars there and everything. So I was just so heartbroken to see how we have a government that is in place to do their best for their people, and they don't do that. And then we have foreign governments, and this, what is this, IVF, I believe, International Monetary, blah, blah. Yes, this bank, who also is part of this keeping the vicious cycle going. They impose certain things, and you cannot borrow money if you don't do this. And then if you borrow money, you're pretty much in prison. And we have a country that just doesn't use all the potentials you have there. We have one of the youngest population in the world, so you have so much brain power and later work power you can put to use to change the country. You have people you can teach how to collect all the rubbish and the plastic, and it is not used. And this is one of the things that really pushed me, saying that I have to do something for my country, and not like in an arrogant way because I'm going to change everything. But I just thought I cannot be silent anymore. So this is why when we were here, we said, okay, what is the Congo's problem? Or in our point of view, it is that we're not taking care of the environment. We're not taking care of the people, and we're especially not taking care of the racism. Blankly saying, because many structures are done in a way that black activism or black lives are not important enough. And so this was the motivation we got out of it. We will speak up for peace in Congo, and this will catalyze this procedure of looking closer to how are the minerals retracted, why are they retracted, is our here how do I say this, is our shift to greener energy in Europe and trying to use all those green alternatives really the answer? They are not, because people over there are suffering, displaced, and living in more horrible conditions for cleaner conditions over here. So yeah, I think this is how I can connect our work of Free Congo in Germany with the aspect of peace and climate justice.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I would be open for a question from the audience again, if you have any. There is a hand. Oh, okay.
Wait, we cannot hear you properly. Let's try with the microphone.
Maybe you can come a little bit closer.
So thank you for being here at all with us. I think that the misdevelopment industrial countries will have to face the discussion about deindustrialization within the next years. This will be a big issue because also we have to face impacts of climate change here, and the broken sort of infrastructure and all this stuff is going to make also this comfort zone less comfort and more tackling to the problems that have been neglected all the last decades. So I would like to know if in this discussion will come up to deindustrialization, because some people have fear of that here within the political discourse, and I would like to know what can we as individuals or a collective in activism do for you? Have you suggestions to how we can relate it to you and to your situation in your countries? Because to have a balance between industrialization needs of fighting poverty and the necessity of deindustrialization.
Thank you. You want to start?
I feel like I cannot start because I have no knowledge about deindustrialization. So maybe someone can explain it to me.
You wanna? Okay. So I don't know if I can explain, but yeah, in general, we already know that we are consuming way too much, so we have to reduce our industry and go away from this belief of overconsumption and growth, and deindustrialize our countries, and at the same time for countries to develop, people think they will need to have more industry. So how can we discuss that? But then there was also the question, how I understood this, is how can we as individuals support you in general as well, and with this discussion maybe in mind.
That's a very good question. Maybe I can translate for Asi, so she can also answer. Asi, il y a une question qui qui peut peut-être aussi t'intéresser pour répondre. C'est une question en deux parties. La première partie est que nous savons pour un peu avoir un impact sur la planète, un impact positif, il faut que les pays, les Occidents, arrêtent de consommer plus et arrêtent d'innover dans la technologie un peu plus pour arrêter d'exploiter tous les minéraux qui sont nécessaires pour le procédure de l'industrialisation. Voilà. Et la deuxième question est comment est-ce que les individus ici en Europe, précisément en Allemagne, peuvent nous aider, les activistes au Congo, pour arriver au but activiste que vous avez. Voilà. Si la question est bien comprise, tu peux bien répondre.
La question est bien comprise, mais je ne sais pas si j'aurai une bonne réponse pour lui. Mais bon, je peux dire, je peux d'abord répondre à la deuxième question. La deuxième question était de savoir comment les gens, comment l'Europe, l'Occident peut aider nous,
Oui.
peut nous aider
Voilà.
dans l'activisme. C'était ça?
Oui.
The countries, the individuals.
Oui, les individus, hein, pas vraiment les pays, mais
Oui,
Voilà.
oui, les individus, comme
Voilà.
par exemple vous,
Voilà.
comment toi tu peux nous aider en tant qu'activiste ici chez nous, c'était ça?
Oui, voilà.
Comme je l'ai dit, en tout cas, pour cette question, premièrement, je pense nous montrer un peu des stratégies. On est aussi attentif aux stratégies que vous pouvez peut-être nous donner comme orientation. Ce que nous faisons aujourd'hui, c'est pas une chose qui est, je sais pas, parfaite. C'est pas une ligne droite. Peut-être que vous pouvez avoir des idées que vous pouvez nous orienter en disant non, il faut faire ceci ou cela. C'est aussi un moyen de nous aider.
Voilà, merci. So her answer, she said there's two parts to the question and she would rather answer the second part concerning what individuals can do here to support the activists in Congo. And she already answered it before, so it's really just this part of showing solidarity, really just continuing the work, amplifying the voices, but also it's not easy to answer this question. So maybe the question can just be brought back to you guys, like, do you have ideas? Do you have any suggestions? Or can you take some time to just think about it and maybe think in direction of skill share or knowledge share to just maybe give some of your knowledge over to them so that they can continue with their fight? I think this is the broadest, the quintessence of what she said to your second question.
Pour la première question, peut-être François peut nous aider à répondre à cette question.
For sure. Voila. Yeah, she said maybe for the first part, Francois can answer. I will try a little bit because for me, I think there's a good question. First of all, thank you. And I don't think there's an easy answer to that, but there's a very provocative answer from my side, which would be just less egocentrism, I would say. I don't think we will all die if we use a little less technology. I don't think we will die if we use our legs instead of cars, e-cars, and so on. I don't think we will lose so much if we don't buy the newest stuff every other year or have more clothes and so on. So it's more, it's not really this, I'm so helpless, I cannot do it, but it's like a mindset shift. We've done it before with, like, we know that we can use recycled clothes, we know we can use less plastic and so on. It's just a matter of, do you want to do it? It's not about can we do it? It is possible. It's just, do you want to do it? And then you talk to your politicians. When you're a teacher, you talk to your students. When you're a student, you talk to your teachers. Like, let each one teach one to be more responsible and less egocentric. And then we can do it.
Right. Thanks so much. I think that your answer is complete. Yeah, industrialization is good, but I don't think that people should focus much on that than what they are living. Maybe because here in Europe and maybe in some other countries, they are not undergoing immediately the effects of global warming. As I have said, in Congo, in Kalehe, people died. In North Kivu, in the mineral sites called Rubaya, people died in Lubero. People died, and some other big, some places where people use, where people practice agriculture, they lost them. So I think we have to choose the right way that is benefit for everybody than industrialization, because yeah, we are tired of this.
Okay, we have another question.
I would be very curious to hear, amidst all the struggle and the injustices you're facing, what are the things that make you hopeful when you think of Congo and the mobilization and what's going on there? Like this would interest me. What is it that makes you hopeful? En français, malgré les injustices que vous devez combattre chaque jour, est-ce qu'il y a des choses qui vous donnent de l'espoir dans les communautés ou dans les choses que vous rencontrez dans votre vie, dans votre activisme? Ça m'intéresserait beaucoup.
You want to start now?
Okay, I can start. Yeah, thanks so much for your question. We are hopeful in this struggle because we are non-violent. Remember, in some countries, what happened in South Africa when Mandela was in jail. I think people didn't use violence. In some other countries, democratic countries, they use the non-violence methods, and today their countries, people from outside are proud of the efforts that they did. For us, we are tired of conflicts. We are tired of war, of all the social injustices. I'm sorry. So another aspect is that people start to take the first steps. People try to engage themselves in the struggle. In the former time, we could organize a demonstration, and difficultly we could be more than 10. But today in Goma, even those local people, the silent majority, when we tackle a question that concerns everybody, they join the struggle, they join the demonstration, because they know that even though the result cannot be there immediately, in the coming days, in the coming months, the result will be there. Reason why we are hopeful in the struggle, and we know that one day the system will change.
You want to go first, or Asi?
I think I will go first, and then yeah. Well, I was already getting emotional because of François, but there's so many things, but I think things like this give me hope. I look at all of you, you're giving me hope. I look at François, he's giving me hope. And even if I cannot see Asi and Guillaume, they're giving me hope. There's this saying in Lingala, I will explain it to you. My parents taught me, mwana muke abetaka mbunda, pe mikolo babinaka. In German or in English, it would say, even little children can play the drum and grown-ups will dance. which means that the elders can also learn from the young ones, because in our culture usually the elder ones are the ones with the wisdom and they give you the knowledge, but sometimes also the young ones can teach the older ones. And I've seen a lot of changes in our society, and I'm getting teary eyed because of that, but it's really Gen Z who kind of gave me this hope, because I saw this movement of youngins going to the streets and saying, I'm not going to school anymore because what you teach us is, excuse my French, bullshit. You're telling us to learn and to be responsible grown-ups, but we messed up the planet, you know? And they had so much courage. They were like teens and they went on the streets and they are fighting for what is right for their future. And I see this in the eyes of my nephews, my nieces, and I see it in your eyes. And this is really what's giving me hope, because I know that yeah, the little ones are playing the drums right now in Kenya, in DRC. Francois is younger than myself. Yeah, I'm an old millennial. Yeah, like in New Caledonia, in Palestine, in Sudan, in Europe, in the US, in Australia, the young'uns are playing the drums, and the grown-ups have to listen, aka have to dance to that, and this is what's giving me hope.
Thank you. Okay. Asi, did you understand the question and want to add something as well?
Asi, est-ce que tu as compris la question et tu voudrais aussi donner une réponse? Maybe connection is lost. I think the connection is gone.
Okay. Okay. So I think this would be a very nice ending point, but we can also have another question if you are interested in something else. Okay. So yeah, maybe you want to have some. Ah, there is a question. Okay.
Maybe last
No.
word from him. We are still around, so
yeah.
you can also talk to us later.
Maybe, yeah, if you haven't heard, there's this, Congo Basin Alliance, also active in Germany. There are different groups in Germany active, yours as well. So maybe you want to say something about that and some last words. Yeah.
Yeah, you ask how you can help. Let's talk real talk. Yeah, what always helps is support in any way possible, like when we have actions and events and so on. I'm very active in the Cologne area, Nordrhein-Westfalen. So we always love to see people supporting us online, connecting us to people like Basti and Tamara. They just connected me to those people, and now I know Francois and stuff like that. We need the community, and also we need finances so that we can do things, send some over to DRC. So yeah, whatever is possible for you guys, help us out. Thank you. Oh, it's Free Congo Collective on Instagram. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Francois, maybe you can tell something about the Congo Basin Alliance and the week, and also your stay here, because you're staying a little longer in Germany. You want to tell people about it, so maybe they can connect you with other events. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm there. Sorry. Good. So the Congo Basin Alliance. This is a new initiative, and we need your support to make it big. We cannot do it by ourselves, but with everybody, it is possible. In Lucha, how do we often clap our hands? There is a short practice that I want you to do. We say in French, un doigt, you do this, you do like this, Un doigt. One. Okay. Un doigt. Deux doigts. Twice. Trois doigts. Quatre doigts. Cinq doigts. You see the intensity. When you are one person, two persons, three persons, four persons, five persons. Right. Good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, this is what we often do in Lucha. And of course, I'm there. I still have enough time. If you have some events in the coming days, maybe in the coming weeks, we can attend. And yeah, this is just the beginning. Yeah. We are hopeful, and maybe another element is about. I think Basti can complete me about the crowdfunding that we launched. It is ongoing, so if you can tell us a little bit about it.
So yeah, I think there are different. GoFundMe is there. In general, we have the Telegram channel or Instagram where the GoFundMe is also is shared. If you want to donate something now, you can also do it now. We'll go to the local groups mainly, or if we haven't, also in general, it's super expensive to organize everything. We're just 3 people. We said, no, we don't spend money on get money. We don't spend time on get money, but we spend time on get the people. So we have a few thousand euros not covered, but we hope to get it with other groups and people. But we said like we focus on the people because this is more important than money. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think you can get some stickers and spread them in your neighborhood. Yeah. You want to say something? Okay, this is the end. Stick around, go get some food, talk with everyone about it. Yeah, break the silence.